Hi, I'm Catherine Sievet, and I'm an Associate Professor of Landscape Architecture up at the City College of New York. What happens in a surge, it goes where the lowlands are, and despite the fact we've paved over and filled the edges of Manhattan, we still are following the old topography. If we look at this map from the 1860s by Egbert Veely, you can actually see where the landfill areas and wetlands are along the edge of Manhattan. And in fact, if you look carefully with an overlay with Zone A of the hurricane evacuation map, you'll see almost 80% correspondence between these areas. The natural water's edge was once wetland wherever a stream would come out to meet the water. So we're looking at how can you restore wetlands. And what we're really trying to do is focus our efforts on something we called soft infrastructure, restoring wetlands, creating piers and slips, which actually, even though they're man-made structures, they work with the way water moves to create quieter zones of water and more controlled points of entry of water. We looked at the archipelago system of small artificial islands, which again break up the wave energy. Any kind of reef system is also very interesting. It's like a speed bump for a storm surge. So reefs, whether they be mussel beds, oyster beds, or even artificial ones made from disused subway cars, all of these things, when they're in the water, they actually can stop some of that force. Instead of flood control, we're looking at controlled flooding. I mean, I think if we don't address anything, we're basically making things worse and worse because our sea levels are going to continue rising. We're looking at projections of 5 feet in the next 100 years. Plans will be made for us by nature, and so I think by working with natural systems, it's actually better to kind of forestall some of that movement before we're in a situation where it's really devastating.